The living human organism, by psyche, gets into contact with its environment. This is one thing. As a living organism, you always have an environment, and you need to know what's going on in the environment. And you need to connect yourself with this environment. And this the human psyche does by various accesses to the external world. Because the external world is complex and consists of many, many, many different aspects, so the psyche has to be. If there is light that is necessary for this living organism, there must be something in the psyche that is able to deal with light. And if there's sounds, the human psyche has to deal with sounds. If there's smells, you have to do with smells, if they are important for your existence. So the psyche has to be complex because the environment is complex. And as a living organism starts to get more complex, in itself, he has a complexity that has to be known. So that means, on one side, the external environment is important for me, and in the same time, my internal environment, it's in a way an environment, yeah, it's also important for me. So this is something how evolution has developed in all more complex creatures, that they not only have access to the outside, but they need also to have access to the inside. They have to, for example, then they have to a need towards your own desires. If you're hungry, for example, then yeah, is there food there in the outside? At the same time, maybe okay, even if there's food there in the outside, but I don't immediately go to grab it, but maybe I have to wait until this food is cooked. Because if you eat it raw, you may poison yourself. Yeah, so the more complex we get, the more we need consciousness, we need access, and then even consciousness towards our inner world. And this is maybe what you step by step learn. And what Gabor Mate yesterday told us, all this knowledge of the brain, the nervous system, the immune system, is in a way our human way to explore our inner world. How are we? What's going on? In order to deal with it. Because it seems necessary. Because if we do not know, and a living organism that doesn't know what's going on inside is under risk. And the more you know about what's going on inside, maybe the more you're able to deal with the risk in your life. So I think we here together, and maybe the whole mankind, is in a moment in a process of understanding more and more about our inside world. We know a lot of things about the outside world, about the cosmos. Meanwhile, we can have a rocket and shoot them to the Mars. But in comparison, sometimes it seems to me that we are in the Stone Age about knowing ourselves. Yeah? And some of us are in the Stone Age. There is a reason for it, because we don't dare to know about ourselves. Because it seems to be risky to know more about what's going on inside ourselves. And that has to do with trauma. This big blockage to really want to that you really want to know what's going on inside ourselves is already a trauma surviving strategy. It has to do with trauma. Not even to use that knowledge we already have about our inside world.